Hello and welcome to Geekatplay Studio tutorial. In this tutorial we'll look on the depth or field of depth, how we can utilize in creating inside the view, and most important how we can use it in other applications like Photoshop to achieve even better effect and which give it us a little bit more flexibility. So first let's create terrain, and I want to create kind of like layering terrain so we can I want to create like some fields going far away. Okay, let's take our camera, pop up a little bit higher, kind of like almost overview. Okay, let's create a few more of those. And this is actually very nice techniques by selecting peaks and doing so for your when you start rendering your images. If you do this way, you can achieve very nice kind of depth going just by increasing in size, moving them, creating peaks, and just watch it. Okay, let's add a few more right here maybe. Okay. Let's see our camera. I want to kind of preview these hills, and let's go on a backpack. We'll put just some mountains. Very big mountains. So, but I want to do them way in the back so we can preview even better the depth. Okay. Let's go now, select maybe clay material, apply. Okay, also what I want to do, just add some maybe references objects. We'll go put it one down here. Yes, slightly. Okay, so it will be one object. Let's hold down Alt button so we can clone, move another a bit far away. I'll take one more somewhere right here. So we have it kind of like three objects. What, it's a little bit too small. Just pop up a little bit size on them. Again, this is objects that just needed kind of Z reference, and also I want to change ground so we can match. Okay, so to do Z depth inside the view, we need to go to main camera, and we'll go to these options. And one thing what we can do, we can set first we need to set our focus, so we'll go click on our target icon, adjust the target to position where we want to set focus. Let's go right now main camera, and to set depth of field we need modify blur. So when we start kind of adjusting, you notice right here we have it red lines appearing on both sides, which is showing not necessarily where the sharp and blur occurred, fuzziness. It's also showing the approximately. So probably right here it's will start fuzzying, go more, and right here will be blurred. So let's set maybe about 9. We'll set closer, a bit more blur on this one. Also be sure we set to the least broadcast quality for render, because final won't have it. If you look, it doesn't enable any blurring, and it will be lower quality. To preview a little bit better, we want to click on a broadcast quality. Okay, let's click OK, and it's take a bit longer because what's happening is we have several paths for the blur. Okay, so here is a finished render, and here's couple plus and minuses. The plus is you can set specific point of your camera which object is rendered, and this will be sharper and rest will be more naturally blurred. But the big minus is to have the better quality, it's take a much longer time to render, and sometimes maybe after you render you says, well, I want to actually move my focal point on this object and you need to re-render again. So here's how we can do with external applications. So let's set blur to 0, and it's actually will be much faster to render. And we can also don't need it broadcast, we'll just switch back to final. Let's render now, and you can see how much faster it's rendering. And before it's take like 5-6 minutes. Okay, now let's go save this image. So we'll go and we'll just go save as image in JPEG, high quality. And one thing what you need to save, it's going and click on this Z kind of icon. This will save the gray reference of the how far away Z map was. This is very important. Save as a image Z. Okay, we're done here, and let's go to applications, Photoshop. Okay, I mean images what we created. Okay, one thing what we want to do when we have the map, the image kind of highlighted, press Ctrl A, select all. Now Ctrl C to copy, or you can just go drag around the object and select that way. Okay, but we copy this one. So let's go now to our main image. Okay, so what we're going to do, we go in a channel tab. In channel tab we'll go and we'll add one more alpha layer. So let's call this Z depth. Okay, now when it's selected, all what we need to press Ctrl V to paste. Okay, at this point we can select on background, and be sure right here you select on RGB, so select all, not depth. It's easy to preview for us. So let's go to layers now, ground selected, we'll go to filters, blur, and we select lens blur. Right here you can see that as a source we already selected Z depth. If it's not yet selected, you can select wherever you want it. I also like to set on a preview more accuracy. A couple things what you need to know. One, it's a focal distance. So by changing focal distance, you can see where you can kind of, what it does, it's calculate the level of the gray on a Z depth on our layer. By increasing, we can actually set where we want semi-focus for the camera. So let's move a little bit closer, and you can see now our points set to this orb, and other ones is very fuzzy, and change on them how much you want it. You can use a different type of the shape. Default to hexagon 6, it's kind of work very well. Also your radius, it will allow you to increase or decrease how much blur you want to apply to this. And let's, for example, right now if we move a little bit more far, you can see how now we set point to second orb, and a little bit more far away we can set more depth to third orb. And again, the depth is changed instantly, and in some cases it's very nice because it gives you more creativity and flexibility when you create your image. You also can animate this depth, so with single image you save a lot of time, don't need to render all those different frames again. And when you, for example, it says, no, you know what, I want to go more on this one, middle, so we'll go set a little bit closer, there you go. And when you're satisfied with the depth, just click OK, and there you go, you have it, your Z map, Z depth applied to your image. Okay, thank you for watching this tutorial from Geekatplay Studio. Please come visit us on the web at www.geekatplay.com.